Star Trek Enterprise is a TV show. And today we're watching Brent Spiner. And there's some other people who are like edgy teenagers, but Brent Spiner's in it.
Three-part story.
Do you? This is actually
it's
my
a
least favorite
three-part.
arc in Enterprise.
Is this the whole? We're watching the whole arc in one shot.
Yeah.
Well, at least we're getting it all done in one go.
Yeah, it's a decent three-part arc.
For all of season 4,
anyway.
there are a few 3-part arcs, and I've scheduled some 2-episode days just so we can get all the 3-parters in their proper arcs together. So everything should work out. But yeah, Borderland, Cold Station 12, and the Augments, which, yeah, it's edgy teenagers, and they dress weird. We need to
There's no reason for them to
something.
dress that way either. Like, why are they made like their outfits made out of rags? I don't get it.
Did they make them out of rags, or did they just never go shopping?
I think
they only have the one
maybe they
outfit.
had like children's clothes and then they just grew into them and they just ripped as they got bigger.
Yeah, probably.
But it's the
Brent
same thing
Spiner's
as
here,
rags.
Yes, that's the good thing.
Another Soong that looks exactly like Data. Every single Soong does, no matter what.
Yeah.
How many Soongs have we seen that look like Data? We've seen this Soong, we've seen
I think there's
Picard Soong,
four.
we've seen...
yeah.
You've seen 2 Picard Soongs, Adam Soong and the son of Noonien Soong and Noonien Soong. So we've seen 4 Soons. And my headcanon, like I said in the spoiler chat, is that I think they're all clones. Like Adam Soong has cloned himself to continue his work, and they just using clone after clone after clone to like
I believe that.
do the work generationally. That's the best explanation, and if the writers don't use that,
I suppose.
I don't want them to use any explanation. I want them to just all be Brent Spiner.
Yeah.
well, it'll be Brent
Spoilers for
Spiner's the
Picard.
explanation.
But there is another example which just says that apparently people just look the same.
They do not discuss it with outsiders. That's the explanation I want.
What really doesn't make any sense is why the girl is the same, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into too much description, but that makes no sense.
I mean, maybe they're using the same.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know. Don't worry about it.
I think the real life explanation is that she had a contract to show up in so many episodes, so they're just like, all right, you're this character now. And
I can think of some ways that it would make sense to me. Basically, like, they kept records, but I don't want to go into too much detail because, it's still happening. Maybe the Soongs are just, they know about that. Based the robot after the lady.
I do have some questions. Well, I suppose that the trials and tribulations of the past assist a bit, but there is some pretty advanced technology in 2024 in the show.
They have a Oculus Rift. They have the HoloLens.
They have those force field drones.
Yeah, that's the weird thing.
But anyway, they don't have any of that here. This is Enterprise Borderland, and they have like a grappler. They just harpoon things, and they're gonna go and like punch people, and it's gonna be great.
What if instead of becoming explorers, mankind became space whalers with those harpoons, and they just went around looking for the like that? You remember that the space baby that they found on TNG, the creature?
The giant,
they just went around
ravioli.
like hunting those things. Yeah. Kind of more like a calzone, but sure, empanada perhaps.
You say so. You're just thinking of food.
Yeah, I'm about to eat. I got a big plate of nachos. We're gonna go to town. Enterprise and nachos.
Okay.
But
If anyone else
actually
wants to
fries.
join the voice chat, there's a link to Discord in the description. You click on it and you're in. But for now,
But you
press
have to
play
bring
in 5,
nachos.
4, 3, 2, 1, play. It's Martok. God, Martok plays like 3 or 4 separate Klingon captains.
He plays the lawyer in this one for
Yeah.
for Archer as well.
Look at their clothes. Just buy a shirt, man.
I'm gonna say it. I've said it before. I'm gonna say it again, but oh, never mind. Later.
Quite a hit.
You missed. How did he miss? It's right there. At least they're trying to use the gun instead of just running in with the sword. I can appreciate the attempt.
Yes. Oh, the Klingons can detect when weapons fire goes off.
They can detect it in one TOS movie too, and then they just never again.
They just don't care. Like weapons fire on a Klingon ship is just an everyday occurrence.
But the Federation would care, and they can't detect it after that one movie.
Somebody just got a promotion. That's what happened on the Klingon ship. Weapons fire in the Gok hold.
It's just a room full of worms.
Yeah. Well, no, it's a room full of like racks, trays with dirt, and the worms are in the dirt. And
Okay.
I'll let your imagination figure out how they replenish the dirt.
Well, in the Star Trek universe, I assume you need proper soil, and in the Star Trek universe, there's M-class planets everywhere. So it's probably fine. They can just stop.
Beam up some dirt. I was more along the lines of, they just recycle.
I don't know if Klingons do that. That doesn't really seem their style.
It's all about being self-sufficient, autonomous combat unit. So I think it would fit.
But you don't need to be self-sustaining when you can just plunder.
Yes.
If you lose the fight to plunder something, you didn't deserve to live anyway.
But you're also kind of like a submarine, right? So you might have to go a long period without making contact, even to plunder.
Hi, Brent. God, he just shows up everywhere.
Dude, he just wants to get paid, man.
This acting gig has really paid off for him. He's been working on Star Trek for 30 years.
More than that, dude. 35 years. 1987.
Big Show? Wait, what? What's Big Show? Is that a person? Who's Big Show?
Big Show is a wrestler from he was probably trying to break out like The Rock did, because The Rock, his first like theatrical role was on Voyager, right?
So was Big Show one of the Klingons?
Maybe, probably. He's like 7.5 feet tall, so he's the Big Show.
Oh, I looked it up. He's the Orion slave trader. Okay.
Oh, there you go.
We'll get there.
He's on Earth?
I guess so. Yeah, Enterprise hasn't really left, has it? Because the last episode we saw was home. They're just hanging out.
They should secretly transport him to like, an asteroid base. So like he escapes and he's just like, oh, okay, well, there's nowhere to go.
Why? Why do we want to improve the visual spectrum by 5%?
Why not? I want to have vision like a pistol shrimp.
his plays into his character in season 2, so there's a lot of links between them.
So, this Sung is evil. Oh, the early years Sung was evil. Future Sung is a little evil, but is Noonien Sung evil? Are they all evil? Noonien, well,
Noonien
the problem
is
with
named
Lore was
after...
he was too much like Noonien, right? Because he gave him his own emotions and he went around murdering people.
Well, Noonien Sun is named after Khan Noonien Sane.
I think that they became less evil when they switched to working on androids, since they were no longer doing illegal research.
But they can feel the evil inside them still, and it comes out in the robots.
They're like, raging narcissists, right?
Yeah. Why are they still not in uniform? This must be really urgent if he didn't even give them time to change. Okay, now I have questions about how Picard Season 2 is going to end. Because there is currently... Okay, I guess I can't really say why. I have concerns about where this Sung came from, how he established a family line.
Yeah.
Even cloning aside. Even with cloning, I'm not sure how this got here.
Well, do we actually know he's a direct ancestor? It's always sort of implied.
Well, it's Brent Spiner, so...
Right.
That's not saying too much.
I mean, they are more heavily armed now. The Columbia is even more heavily armed than they are, but it's not quite finished.
They did save the galaxy, right?
The Klingons wouldn't acknowledge that. As far as they're concerned, they only save themselves.
Now, they added 2 additional guns under the Klingon ship here for some reason.
Why?
I understand
Why does
the
the woman
Klingons
look
wouldn't
so
care,
familiar to me? What else is she in?
as far as their experience, Ryan, they saved the galaxy.
I swear I know her from somewhere. Abby Bramall. Okay, who's Abby Bramall? What does she do? She was in The Unit, which is a TV show my dad liked. Maybe I saw it there.
He has a resemblance to Khan, the leader. Oh, that person on the left.
Are they doing the whole, like, Wolfpack Alpha thing? Because... do they know that's not a real thing?
What
Yes,
do you mean
that's what
it's
they're
not a
doing.
real thing?
Why are they doing...
It is possible to sort of have a arrangement where the Klingons do it, where like the quotation mark strongest is the leader, or just boss someone around.
Glad they all got their uniforms back. It's important.
If you took a starship, literally anywhere.
A starship at high warp. They're going at warp 5, Brent.
Why even give him quarters? Why not just put him directly in the brig? He's already a prisoner.
I guess they want him to be at least a little cooperative. They'll make some concessions so he'll help. And then they can put him back in prison.
Yes.
What? Wait, did they say what he did?
Numerous crimes, one of which...
I stole the eugenics war embryos.
Oh, yeah. God, was Khan also an edgy teenager before he became Ricardo Montalban?
New chair.
Ooh, very blinky. How many... What detail? No, Drip. Drip, come back. What does it do?
If he hits a button, does it just have a little screen that pops up and plays a water polo game?
That'd be fun.
He's got the time. You don't do anything in space, you just wait.
I love the rebuilt look of this bridge. It looks so nice.
I'm not even sure what's different.
They painted everything blue.
Yeah, they repainted everything. You can't.
Oh, it's the exact same shot from season 1.
Yeah.
Wow. How convenient that we have it.
They rebuilt the set. They'd want to save money somewhere.
So this is why we don't have the refit with the secondary hull, because then they couldn't have reused that shot.
Yeah.
Well, the refit with the secondary hull was supposed to be for season 5.
They just went to warp inside a solar system. You can't do that.
There is literally no discernible reason in Star Trek why that would be impossible.
It's never gone wrong even once.
Well, now you have a premise for a fan movie. It could be like Event Horizon. It could be like a horror movie in space.
I mean, like if you went to warp from inside an atmosphere, maybe it would do like that Halo 2 thing where it explodes a city. But they're in space. What could it possibly do?
We also see that in the films and shows and things of the ship going to warp inside an atmosphere.
Battlestar Galactica, when the ship did an FTL jump as it was free falling through the atmosphere.
Made it a little windy.
The Trumpets.
That's pretty neat.
It was neat. Oh, this is the shot I used to polarize the hull plating. Nice even movement.
So he doesn't have cuffs on?
No. But he's smart enough he can recognize a person by their DNA.
He just remembers their DNA.
Well, sure, but I mean, how though? I guess the Denobulans never made augments. They just, like, fixed cancer or something. Something boring and lame like that.
Well, we will at some point.
They enhanced the muscles in their face that let them smile really wide. And then pop up their face.
Humans with genetic engineering is the same as humans with a cloaking device. No, we didn't just try to make a regular cloak and duplicate the Romans to match their tech. No, we also want to phase through matter because it would be awesome. We don't want to just cure cancer. We want to improve the genetic structure of the entire species. No
Wasn't
half
that the
measures.
problem in season 2? They created those genetically engineered kids where like their immune system actively seeks out threats in other people and attacks them. It's not enough to just cure cancer. You have to have people that
where people
will kill
got those
cancer in
conspiracy
other
theories?
people.
Is that where people got the conspiracy theories ideas about the COVID vaccine? Like shedding proteins? Is that because of that episode of Star Trek?
Well, this is the Orion Slave episode as well.
Yeah. It's one of the Orion Slave episodes. There's going to be another.
I like that in season 4 we're actually on track with what would actually have happened without all of the temporal stuff.
I would just roll up with like all the Makos. In fact, just have everybody get a phaser and just all beam down at once. I'm like, yeah, we own this place now.
You don't have to beam down. You can just start transporting slavers into space.
That works too.
Send
Well,
them a
can you assume that if they
broadcast.
abduct people, if they abduct people with transporters, that they must have something to defend against it?
Not necessarily. Enterprise doesn't have a defense. This guy's putting on an accent.
Sure, it was basically American, but it's not pronouncing as ours.
He's like doing a partial British.
Yeah.
That's not how he sounds. You can watch the outtakes with this guy. He's just straight American. But
Really half-assing a British accent. Maybe quarter-assing.
you're cheating on your edgy teenager augment boyfriend. Oh, never mind. Nope.
Who's also your sibling?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
No. I mean, they were raised as siblings. I don't know if they're genetically siblings.
Oh, there is. That's Big Show. I think.
Yeah.
Probably. Looks like a wrestler.
Wait, is that? Maybe. Big Show is the one that holds her up to the crowd, but I don't know if that's the same guy.
You know how some actors take home a souvenir from the set, you know?
Sure.
He could be like, I'm taking this. Just carries off to Paul.
God, this guy's gonna die, isn't he?
Yeah. You get so obvious. He's so uncomfortable at this moment.
Acting. Oh, no, you shouldn't have said that. Now you're definitely gonna die, you fool.
Actually,
It's gonna take too much time, Jeffrey Pierce.
if he has a name, he might survive.
No, if he has a name, that means he's dead.
Maybe.
Now, if it's a familiar character who gains a name, then he's dead. But if we haven't seen him before, he could actually survive, but not this guy. I'm sure, yeah.
Does it count as dying if the familiar character or if the new character who gains a name never shows up again? Because like Amanda the Mako never showed up again.
Hmm.
Wait, what's he referring to? What happened to his Vulcan friend?
T'Pol was captured.
Oh, right. He's referring to. I assumed it had something to do with genetics. It's so obvious he's dead.
Yeah.
Oh, just tortured for the moment. That's definitely Big Show. 100%. So who do we have in the audience? I saw a Tellarite. That guy in the front is furry, but only on his hands. Was that a Bajoran?
Seems unlikely, but
No,
The person next to the
definitely
Tellarite has like a half Bajoran nose.
Wow, his hands are really high up. I thought he'd grab her more like around the waist.
Well, you have to grab center of mass. Okay, she's gonna live. She's fine.
Hey, not Hoshi. Are you okay, not Hoshi? Yeah. Fine? Okay. Race is that?
I don't recognize the species, but there was those people who have like the blue headscarves from Voyager. That kind of looked like a Nausicaan. That's a green human.
Why is she even in the cage? She's clearly
Because they try to
willing.
keep up the appearance that they're slaves.
Yeah, that's true.
I want to say one of these people is a Turai. Oh, the creepy head crab guy. Just to the left of T'Pol. How did one of his species get here? The guy who was obsessed with Hoshi.
I like he has giant Phillips screw going into his head. Like they were like, what should he have? Stuck onto his skull. How about a giant Phillips screw? Yeah. Yeah. Lions have Phillips screws, apparently. That's what we learned.
Male Orions have Phillips screws. Female Orions have flatheads.
Maybe they have torques. Yeah. It's an interesting costume that she has because I feel like
If he needs to buy a shirt, I agree. So does he.
She's just playing them against each other because she wants to take over.
She wants to go Empress Hoshi.
Empress Hoshi is later.
I know, but we all know what's going to happen.
This is just the prototype.
Okay, so he does call him his brother. Which means she's their sister.
It's interesting which crew members they decided to take.
Main character, then 2 red shirts? What do you mean? That's totally standard.
Well, there's 6 others as well.
Is this guy gonna try to escape and he's gonna get shot? Or what?
Oh.
I will be shocked if this guy lives.
Nuts. Yeah, it's definitely at the B.
Is there a triangle here? No. Wait, what?
Wait, he survived?
Well, hang on. We still have... maybe removing that is fatal. If you don't do it.
They disabled it. It just said that he bribed with the extra alloy to disable it as opposed to remove it.
Why is he alive?
Because they disabled it.
No.
He's
Yeah,
getting his, yeah, but he
I'm not saying why he's alive in canon. Why is he alive, though?
Like, yeah. Why did they write this such that he's alive?
What trickery is this?
I like how this is a shotgun with extra stuff added on.
That's what all weapons are in sci-fi.
They're all shotguns with extra stuff.
Not shotguns specifically, but different guns. They just add things to them.
It doesn't even have holes.
Yeah.
Why would they point a shotgun at the camera if it doesn't even have a barrel?
Have like energy projectors.
Yeah, he's doing very calm.
You still do, physically. That's rather impolite.
Wow. It's an act of mercy.
Well, he was about to kill his brother. So. It's merciful compared to what he wants to do to him.
Maybe they should just chill out and stop being edgy teenagers. And buy a jacket.
They try just, like treating others how you want to be treated. Like
There he goes.
Yes. Here to pick up my new acquisition.
You can't do that. That's against the rules to Paul. That guy almost spit on the camera.
How did they get the code to release them from one of the devices themselves?
Hoshi, don't worry about it.
So, where did the Orions get rebar to make cages out of?
They can make
Wow,
rebar.
double
They're an
cross. Who
advanced
saw that
spacefaring
coming?
species.
Why is it the same as Earth rebar?
Rebar's rebar. What do you want? Bye.
So they have the ability. Well, I suppose you can do it by the track order, but still got the ability to do it.
What did he just do?
He disabled a tracking something.
Yeah.
Zapped it.
Yeah. Just beam up all the humans.
They're trying,
Sort it
but
out
there's too
later.
many people down there.
He's just standing on this. Okay.
Active.
It's over, Sung. He has the high ground.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do that right off the bat? It's not like it has a limited range or line of sight or
It's a
anything.
high stress
yeah.
situation.
Mm.
Wait, this is the same corridor where they found Silic on Earth. This is the Nazi compound again.
Is an acrobat, is what we find out here. Okay.
Joffrey on the ground.
Unfortunately, because Sung was sideways, it didn't count as the high ground. They were just to the side. Yeah, of course he was, Archer. You should have expected this. You can't be mad at him for it. Wait, do we actually know that? I don't think augments have lived long enough to be tested there.
Design life.
Yeah. Designed lifespan.
They have a long warranty? What's the deal?
100 million miles. Goes by a lot faster at warp.
100 million miles would go by real fast at warp. That is... What? 0.000017 light years. Can someone in the sickbay just find that guy and shoot him? He has to die.
It is weird, I agree.
I guess they're subverting expectations.
Oh yeah, she's married.
What she's saying is she didn't have sex with that guy.
Or at least not much.
Oh, just destroy him, dude. Arm 4-ton torpedoes, full spread.
Kill him. Use gun on Orions.
Nope. Yeah, like, they're slavers. Just destroy them. Hey, look, there's unique ships. It's unique ships.
It's just
for
part
once.
of their heritage.
It's not a piece of a warbird.
See, they got 2 additional guns on the bottom of the ship, which I don't actually see firing, and 2 guns on the bottom of the bridge.
I noticed that, yeah, there's that giant artillery cannon on the bottom of the Klingon ship. It doesn't do anything. It looks like a grappler. So, what are they planning to do with the augments? Because making augments is illegal, but as far as I know, being an augment isn't illegal.
Well, they're too dangerous to just be left to float around, so...
They're too dangerous to be left alive.
Yeah. It's not the Jedi way. No. Unlimited power!
Are we to understand that this is the superior accent?
Yes.
Americans are the inferior race. Come on, shoot him.
They weren't in cover or anything beforehand?
Nope, just stand in front of the hallway. Right in front of the door. What they should have done is been just around the corner and just had a grenade in hand.
Yeah.
As soon as they open it, just toss it.
Like mechanically seal the door from the side, so the inside, so they couldn't just override the lock. Just a simple.
If they really needed to, they could have welded it shut with the phasers.
Mechanical lock. How about that thing they used to lock up Daniel's room? Just lock the door.
Yeah.
With that, like, take your pick, man. Where's so and so?
Where's the rest of the crew?
Where's your brother? Oh, he had an accident with my
Yeah,
knife.
they're gonna mention that next episode, I think.
Yeah.
It's unclear. Well, The Klingons really love to subjugate and enslave people, but they also in Discovery like to do some genocide. So it's not totally clear what they'll do if they go after humanity here. Maybe little column A, little column B. Just wipe out like half the humans. To be continued. To be continued in 1 minute. Everyone queue up Cold Station 12. So yeah, evil Brent Spiner. Again.
He plays the role so well. They always get him to do it a lot.
This episode also has the singular distinction of featuring that one alcoholic Irish character from Fairhaven in Voyager. Is he supposed to be Irish or is he supposed to be Scottish? Who is he? No, Fairhaven is Ireland. Right? Right? Does anybody know?
Huh? Say again?
Is Fairhaven in Voyager in Ireland?
Yeah.
Okay, press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yes, it is Ireland, confirmed. Why was that important?
Because the alcoholic guy from the Fairhaven program plays a scientist in this episode.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's Phlox's pen pal.
I don't remember too much of what he said in Fairhaven. I just remember him saying father in a very strong Irish accent. Talking to Father Doctor, whatever name he chose for himself.
Is he also in the Candle episode?
I don't think so.
But it would fit.
It would fit. But that was Scotland. That was in Ireland. But then,
I don't think the producers are that picky.
the Didn't Like That Candle guy, if you recall when we watched that, we found out he is Irish.
They had a Canadian play a Scottish guy for like 50-something years.
Yeah, and then they had an Irish guy play a Scottish guy in the Space Ghost episode. Sub Rosa, that's what it's called.
I prefer to call it the Beverly gets. Never mind.
Gets assaulted by a space ghost.
Yes. There you go. Well, I don't think it starts as assault.
It's assault in the fact that she's clearly being telepathically manipulated.
Is she? Or maybe she's just.
No, there's
really
no
lonely.
way she went along with that of her own free will. There's no way.
I think she did at the beginning until she realized that he was bad. I think she was just like, this is my life now. Respect it. I'm in love with a ghost out of a candle. Jeez. Is it that weird? Like, all the shit we've seen?
I just looked up that dude on IMDb. The Fairhaven dude. He also plays Picard's friend in The Inner Light. His friend Bataille.
That's right.
Oh yeah, he does. Yep, that's right.
Well,
He looks so different though.
No, it's the same
is at
dude.
least a little bit changed. He doesn't want to kill anyone.
He's like a cross between a human and a walrus. He's a discount Wilfred
the real
Brimley.
cross between a human and a walrus is Jamie Heineman. From
Mythbusters. There's that too, but Wilfred Brimley is a. I feel like this dude is just like Walmart brand Wilfred Brimley. You know, we can't get Wilfred Brimley.
Hang on, let me Google people that look like a walrus.
I bet you Wilfred Brimley is going to be at the top.
Let's see who the first. Well, the first result is a walrus, and all these results are just Okay, the first human result is.
There's Wilfred Brimley in the image results at the top.
Not in my image results.
I will show you. My image results. Let's see. 8.
My image results. It says people that look like a walrus starter pack, and it shows a dude in a red jacket who I don't. It doesn't have a name, and then it also shows Jamie Heineman.
All right, see right in the middle, Wilfred Brimley with the glasses to the right of Dr. Phil.
Hey guys.
Hello.
You know, the last episode ended with the line, you may as well start learning to speak Klingon. So Kor's first line, well, in the first episode of TOS with Klingons, Kor says half the galaxy is learning to speak Klingonese. They called it Klingonese back then.
Violating canon in my Star Trek, not calling it Klingonese.
So, Alec Newman's in this episode. And so that was a shout out. And so I think DS9, the albino episode, kind of hints at this. You know, there's augments and there's a Klingon genetic disease. But I kind of like how Discovery wraps up the big question in the last episode, right? This episode too.
What was the other guy's name? The guy from this episode?
Koloth?
No.
But the actor.
The actor. Yeah.
Let me look it up again because I don't remember. Richard Riedle. Riehle. Richard Ryle. Richard Rielche.
Richard Riley.
Richard Riley.
Yeah. I'm trying to get a picture of them side by side.
He doesn't look like a walrus in Inner Light, though. He just looks like a guy.
Just looks like a guy. I want them side by side with their mustache.
It's kind of cool. Like, you guys were discussing. Go ahead, Ryan.
I was just gonna say they're sleeping on rocks. It sucks.
Yeah, you guys are discussing, like, it's not someone's fault if they're genetically engineered. So it's true, though. It's like, how do you punish someone for being born?
Mostly within insufficient social programs.
Yeah, we see in DS9 they had that special institute, like, for the 3 genetically engineered people who came out wrong, unlike Bashir.
And they even wanted to punish Bashir, and then they just didn't. Because his dad confessed and went to prison or something.
Yeah, that's true. But these guys too, you know, I really like how they, their clothing also is reminiscent of Khan from TOS and Star Trek 2. Even though they're not 1999 genetic mutants.
They're from the same batch as Khan.
Okay. Yeah, this plot had me confused for the longest time, because I didn't know if they were
Earth, kill first.
Khan or Spiner's kids, or he took the material from Khan's, like,
yeah, they're just the embryos that were frozen, and he just
grew
grew them.
SS Botany.
He popped them in the microwave and warmed them up.
Yeah, but you have to know what SS Botany is, by the way. That's like the
SS Botany Bay.
oh,
Botany Bay is where the port that they brought the prisoners in to Australia.
Australia.
So,
yeah, the British colony.
So.
Yeah. When it was a British penal colony.
But why would you cryo freeze them and then send them into space?
I think like far away as possible is a good.
If you're planning for them to just die out there, just kill them. And if you don't want them to die out there, I mean, what is the plan that they eventually wake up and then they just have a ship and hopefully go somewhere else?
I think like this is just my headcanon, but like in order to end the war, you had to like they may have voluntarily like agreed to go into cryostasis and go into space.
But why not just cryostasis?
I think the idea was to send them to another planet where they could build their own civilization.
Yeah.
What they should have done was been like, yes, we'll put you in cryostasis and send you out into deep space, and then just after they go into cryostasis, just kill them. Just blow up the ship, launch it into space, and then just blow it up.
Like, I would imagine though, right?
A lot of trouble.
When a government falls, there's still supporters, you know. So it's like, in order to
Brent.
It wasn't an accident. He stabbed him on purpose.
Yeah, he's lying.
Yeah.
He's acting.
Acting. He even dropped the pseudo-British for a minute.
I like how they love their father, even though he's not genetically superior like they are.
It's the one that like fed into their
ideology.
Yeah.
Like you said, he microwaved them too.
The Botany Bay escaped? Then why were they frozen? They froze themselves?
Yeah, because they wanted to go to another planet.
Oh, okay, right. And they didn't have the speed back then in 1999. So the idea is to like wake up when you hit Alpha Centauri.
Oh, this is the squib.
The what?
The squib.
He's Smike.
He's an oops.
It's funny how all this stuff is like futuristic in like 2002 and 1994 and 1989. But like right now we're rapidly approaching the problems of cloning, genetic engineering. Well, not yet for genetic engineering, but and well, actually we are. And then also AI.
Why is he so confident that we can't stop them? We can probably take a bird of prey. Their augmentations won't help against a photon torpedo.
Yeah. The Klingons aren't going to come with one ship. They're going to come with like, a dozen ships, and it doesn't matter how good they are at hand-to-hand combat when they're facing off.
It seems super easy to stop them, really.
Smaller.
We just shot them.
But something I love about Star Trek 2, but I never realized when I watched it as a kid. But Khan's pecs are so big, Ricardo Montalban. But like like people like ask the producers like, what's he wearing on his chest? He goes, no, that's just his chest.
This is real chest. Yeah, everyone thought it was a plastic chest, but it's just a real chest.
Ricardo Montalban is thick.
But that's why like as a villain, he's just very. The screen presence is very dominating. Like, you like him, to be honest, even though he's against your heroes.
He's got charisma.
He's so much.
I mean, I'd have liked him more if he just actually killed them and finished them off instead of monologuing.
Chang has that problem too.
A lot of villains have that problem.
Monologuing, yeah.
It is very uncertain. Nobody really knows what the genetics wars were. Were they Shadow War? They were just talking about Khan being like a slaving despot, whatever. But I mean, nobody acknowledges it when we go back in time.
That's a Denobulan ship?
What, Cold Station 12?
This thing right now on screen.
Oh, that's you're cool. Like 5 seconds ahead.
Sorry.
Oh, yes, it is. It looks a little Kazon.
Yeah, Ogla, but that's cool. And is that the first female Denobulan we see? Well, we see his wife.
No, we saw Fiesel.
Yes,
and we also saw at least one of the geologists was a lady.
Right. They had her makeup really good.
Okay, so that giant cannon on the bottom of the bird of prey can't be a grappler because they have a tractor beam and it's not coming from that. What's the giant cannon on the bottom? It never fires.
Maybe it's
just a model they used.
Yeah.
But why did they put it on the model? It doesn't fire in any show.
To make it look different, I suppose.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It makes it look more intimidating. It's like those animals that have they have like fake eyes on the top of their head where they have a lot of bone armor.
Yeah.
So animals don't go after their real eyes. It's like, oh, that bird of prey has this giant cannon on the bottom. We should take that up. But no, it's the real gun is these tiny little lasers at the end of the wings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a distraction.
They did a really good job with these uniforms.
Okay, Ad Studios would like to say hi to you guys.
Wait, why does sickbay have different food than the rest of the ship? Wouldn't just sickbay get food from like where everybody else gets food?
Quarantine, probably.
Whoa! It's an Argos.
Argos?
Yes.
Argos is here for the Irishman.
Get all of your favorite goods.
I haven't seen Argos since the tragedy of Gom the Furry.
Rest in peace, Gom.
Not Gom the Friendly.
Oh, did a flip.
Man.
No, don't go after it. Go pick up the gun.
Why are their clothes all ripped?
Because they didn't go shopping. Oh, is he here? Where is he? Fairhaven? There he is, Dr. Lucas.
Is this also the set for the Vulcan, Holy Book Council? Kashira.
I don't think this is the Vulcan High Command set.
Okay. It reminds me of like TNG when they were at a science base. Like it looked like, there's always like a central holographic table or like a force
They're
field.
gassing Dr. Lucas. They're so mean. Why can't they just be friends with Dr. Lucas?
You probably give them whatever they ask for if they
A
just
big steak and a
ask
single
for it.
potato.
I love that line too.
Well,
like,
it's a baked potato.
I told you so many times never to bother me when I'm watching a viral pathology experiment. Good job, writers.
Well, you're like half an augment. Discount augment. Okay, so it's not illegal to be an augment, so they can't, well, they may or may not be able to join Starfleet or have certain professions, but...
Yeah, like they're just banned from society. Like, informally. It's like felons, basically. Once you check off the box, like, yeah, I've been in prison, it's like, oh, we don't want to hire you.
Yeah, I filled out a lot of forms where I had to check a box if I was a felon, and it's always no.
Why are you a felon?
Why are you
I'm
lying?
not a felon.
It's a
What did you
I'm
do?
just saying when I fill out a form for a background check, it says, have you been convicted of a felony? Are you currently a fugitive from justice? And of course, the answer to these things are no. But I have to keep filling it out anyways.
Why are you lying to them?
Well, they would know if I was lying.
Phlox has
What
a lot
does
of food.
Phlox have? He has rice on a giant piece of chicken?
He has everything. He's
I
just
don't
a
really
hungry
understand
one.
He has an
Presently doing
omelet?
that. It's like, why would you answer yes?
Melted
He's a hungry. Well,
American
What are they going to
singles.
do if you lie about being a fugitive for justice? Arrest you?
No, well, I mean,
that's kind of a
aside from-
gray area.
a fugitive is one thing because it's like that means you're running from the law, but like more important is like if you even have a prison record, it kind of the companies like Home Depot and Lowe's, they both have taken off that question, which is really good because you want to give people who have been in the system a second chance and let them gainfully have a job. Otherwise, they have to join the black market or however they got into jail in the first place.
Well, our prison system in the United States is designed to create repeat customers, not to rehabilitate people. So
Yes.
We've made some headway. Like I said, major companies.
Privatized prisons are designed to make more prisoners, so they just take small-time criminals and make them. The system makes them harder criminals.
Export our prisoners to other countries with better prison systems? Could we outsource our rehabilitation programs? Could they go to like Sweden or something?
That's like it means you can't even run your own country. But yeah. That's not good.
Would it cost less to outsource our rehabilitation than the massive amount we spend on our prison system?
You would save money. Like I saw a thing where nursing homes, if you move them to, because Medicaid has to pay so much for like end of life care and hospice care, that like if you moved all of that elderly care to Mexico, like retirement homes and stuff, you'd save the system so much money. And like the old people would have a nice life in like Acapulco.
All right, so yes, we're all in agreement. Export people we don't want.
Export the old people.
So
import the young people.
And
export old people and felons.
Yes.
I think it was Jimmy Carter at one point. He told Cuba, he's like, we'll take all the people. He had an open door policy for any people who wanted to come over from Cuba for a brief period. And Castro was like, that sounds fantastic. And he sent all of the people from the mental institutions and the prisons. He just sent them all on a boat. He was like, there's your problem now. And yeah, that policy ended rather quickly, I think.
You still got to get here.
It occurs to me that exporting all the people you don't want is what the British Empire did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love those. I love that
Useless
device.
prop in
Ooh,
the background again.
they made it blue. They made it blue though. How did they do that?
That prop that appears in all kinds of different sci-fi and stuff.
Yeah, it's the most important prop in the world.
Is he
Most
gonna
important device.
space all the scientists?
No, he's gonna.
Space? They're not in space, are they? They're not
Yeah,
a
they
space
are.
station. They're like on.
This is
They're
a
on
space
a.
station.
They're on a planet or asteroid or something.
Well, an asteroid doesn't have an atmosphere. It's still being spaced.
Okay.
I guess.
It doesn't even
They're
have
just in a
meaningful
blade.
gravity.
It's amazing that they developed artificial gravity plating so early.
Yeah, they don't want to space people. They want to torture them and murder them slowly with the diseases.
Yeah, at the Virology Institute.
What do you mean? There's a live stream of them, Archer. You can look at them.
It'd just be a hologram.
They didn't invent holograms until Deep Space Nine.
You know,
That wouldn't be
smallpox.
canon.
Smallpox
Yeah,
only
sure.
exists. I'm sorry, polio only exists in a virology lab in Russia and in the United States. So other than that, we've eradicated it.
There was a small outbreak, I remember reading.
Yeah. I mean, I guess.
I think if you gave it a few years, it would reemerge on its own.
Yeah, but we've made such good headway, though. You're right. There has been the reports of it coming back, and it's kind of not good. But
Yeah, kinda.
But look, it used to be a debilitating disease that affected like every family, so we're pretty good compared to that standard, thanks to vaccines and science. But so this
I am
virology
saves the
lab,
day again.
this virology lab is like that. It has like the last few samples of all the worst stuff.
Quantum encryption. That's it. We're done. Can't undo that.
And this is Echeb level beating up.
Oh, let's not get started on each. Wait a second. So there was a line.
Both of his eyes are swollen shut. That's pretty bad.
There was a line in the most recent episode of Picard about someone
You've
not being able
introduced
to
some spoilers right now.
It's not really a spoiler. Someone.
If it's
someone
too
not
much of
being
a spoiler, I can mute Discord.
I don't think so. So somebody mentions that somebody couldn't join Starfleet because they were a former Borg, but then in the first season of Picard, Echeb is in Starfleet, and he's a former Borg. So, I mean, that's
violating its own canon.
Yes, exactly. It's like it's one thing to be upset when they violate stuff from like 3-4 series ago, but like this is just their last season.
Well, like I said, in Enterprise, you had T'Pol, like the mind meld was like a forbidden or like secret thing that only like occultists knew about, and then very quickly, a season later, it becomes like, oh yeah, we do it all the time, for like information purposes, and it's not like a forbidden thing anymore.
Well, the Vulcans are super progressive in some things and super regressive in others. They go from being super regressive to super progressive.
They violated their own canon straight up, though. Oh look, this is terrible. This is pretty gruesome. But is that the same as the torture chamber from the? Oh wait, we haven't built the alternate future yet.
You mean the agony booth?
Yeah.
The agonizer.
I mean, it's a cylinder that's made of glass, so maybe.
It hurts.
Why even
Though
have
here,
that in
they
there?
don't sting you, they infect you.
It hurts.
They give him the measles.
This is the worst, by the way. This is like really hard to watch.
Why does it act so fast? Like, why does he get like he just have this really violent reaction to all these pathogens immediately?
I think they're imitating this movie. This not the Siege, but it's
All
about the
right,
Alamo.
Dr. Leonard, I have just reduced your
Outbreak.
lifespan by a likely
Rock.
amount of 7 years. Now talk or I will
Rock.
reduce it further.
With Sean
The Rock
Connery.
was nerve toxin. That wasn't a
Yeah,
pathogen.
it's right, but the same. I mean, is the nuance between a bio and chemical agent is irrelevant when you're choking on your own lungs, coughing up.
Choking on your own lungs.
Coughing up lung foam.
Coughing up bits of your lung, which can happen with chemical mustard gas. But
well, nerve gas isn't that. Nerve toxin isn't mustard
okay,
gas. So.
But what I'm trying to say is that movie shows this thing where this guy works at this chemical plant and he can't escape because he releases the toxin.
Wait. Why is Phlox the one doing this with the gun?
Oh, Jerry.
Why is Phlox hacking the...
Because he knows the systems, apparently.
Why does he know these systems? He's a doctor, not an engineer. Isn't it sort of a running thing that a lot of doctors don't really understand their tech stuff in hospitals?
True.
There's no anti-pathogen. It's an anti-pathogen.
Jesus' face is changing quickly.
Brent, why would you do this to a man? Yeah, you could save him, Brent.
No one doing it, Brent. Come on. That's the code. That'd be funny.
I'm sorry, what? You can't say no to the doctor.
Too late.
He's dead.
You know, I would say though, if somebody else had like a genetic advantage over me, I wouldn't want them taking the SATs or the LSATs in the same class as me.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but on this planet of 7 billion people, there are most assuredly people out there with a genetic advantage over you.
No, I mean, you know, their parents paid $1 million for them to get extra genes to have more.
Well, whoa, not extra genes, different genes. We know how
You don't want
extra
extra
genes work out.
Those are
No,
bad.
we don't.
Some people
but you
do
know
have
what?
extra genes.
There is a really high probability that in China right now they are doing human genetic modification. So
yeah,
some stuff kind of leaked out that they were up to that. They're like, oh no, we're not. I swear, promise.
I mean, we're already doing mammal cloning. Like, you can clone your pet for 30,000, and
Sure.
so basically, it's just a matter of time till that technology becomes, hey, clone yourself for 30,000.
To solve this Cold Station 12 issue, I vote we launch a torpedo at the surface. Just obliterate it. Get rid of it. You get rid of the augments. You get rid of all the deadly pathogens. You get rid of this angry Irishman. You get rid of Brent.
That's true. These people are too very dangerous. Like, if you leave them alone for 2 seconds, they take over a starship.
Oh
And
boy, here they go become enslaving despots again.
This is one of my favorite scenes. This episode has one of my favorite scenes in Enterprise, and it's not my favorite because it's good. It's my favorite because of how bad the special effects are, and it's coming up. And let's see if you catch it.
Is it where Archer gets a little chilly?
No.
Oh.
You'll see. You'll see.
Also, fun fact: I learned that just now this year we completed the full human genome, because it's like really long, sequencing like everything.
Wait, what were T'Pol's orders? Is it to destroy the base? I hope it's to destroy the base.
I think it is.
Wait, you don't need to self-destruct. Torpedo!
Oh, see, look, they're on an asteroid. Back then, all CRT monitors had a curved screen, so to have like a flat screen one was like a big deal.
That is factually incorrect. I had a flat CRT monitor for CAD, as did our entire CAD lab. They were just bigger and heavier.
But in
and
what
more
year?
expensive. That when this was on the air.
Imagine having a CRT monitor, old man.
It was fun.
It's a nice monitor. CRTs were. It took a long time for LCDs to catch up to CRTs in terms of refresh rate and resolution.
Old
a long
man.
time.
Fun fact
Whatever.
though,
Time for your nap.
Niels Bohr and like all the early physicists at Oxford and Cambridge, part of their scientific experiments were using a cathode ray tube, which is, I kind of think it's really fun that back then our TVs used to be the same experiment stuff.
Niels Bohr and his circular electron orbit model. Ugh.
Yeah.
Plum pudding.
Inaccurate.
Hey, plum pudding made it interesting.
He wasn't the plum pudding guy, but he was.
Oh, okay.
He was still incorrect, but he was better than plum pudding.
Niebuhr. Okay, sorry. But yeah, Reinhold Niebuhr also used the cathode ray tube.
Oh wait, there was an outtake right there where he's going to put Phlox in the chamber. The door is closed and he doesn't see it because it's glass, and he just runs John Billingsley into the door, and he just goes, "Ow!" And he apologizes, and it's sad. He hurt John. Other augments who want to do something about this? I don't think you're in charge here anymore, Brent. Have they even tried to activate the self-destruct yet?
Yes, they did created a feedback pulse into their toms.
Well, maybe it would have been better if they just launched a torpedo.
I like that we get hugs in this episode. Because, the killing somebody with genetic or
Spiner hugs.
Viruses is like pretty gruesome. But at least we get a father-son hug moment. it's a family show, you know? You don't just put somebody in a airtight chamber and
Is it a family show? Because we had a brother and sister laying in bed together the morning after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
but they're genetically, obsessed
After
with
the
themselves.
after the dude murdered his brother to take
Yeah.
his sister girlfriend from his brother.
His sister girlfriend. Lol.
It's really funny that you said that, Ryan.
Rick, what have you done?
The state of Israel, it had socialist kibbutzim, which are like
This
pioneer.
is a green screen.
Yes, it is.
This is the scene I hate. Yes, they're just standing in front of a green screen. The whole room is completely CGI.
You can see the fuzz
and
around
it's
his long hair.
terrible. Right, it's terrible.
Ow. That is remarkable.
It is so bad.
They should have just done a matte painting behind them, and it would have been better.
They did. That's what they did, but it was CG. It was just a
No,
CG
I mean, in a
matte
physical
painting.
matte painting would have been better.
I don't know. Maybe just like they could have done anything. They could have got those pomegranate juice bottles and put them on a rack. Like they could have done anything physical at all.
Yeah.
Does
They
this
coulda-
guy murder his sister girlfriend in the next episode? I seem to remember
Yeah.
her dying.
Yeah, she gets stabbed. She gets
You can tell they put a lot of money into their clothing and their weapons and everything. So like when they're like, okay, well, what scene do we save money on? Like, well, we'll just put that
Whoa,
in a
the-
green screen.
the squib. The squib fought.
has a
Other
name.
people just got stuck in that room really easily. This guy looks like a cross between Michael J. Fox and the caveman from the Geico commercials.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of how Hitler wasn't blonde, but like Brent Spiner here is idolized, even though he's not.
I said he's Khan a few times, but he is being very Khan. And he looks like Khan.
He's letting his ego get the best of him. Don't fight him in hand-to-hand combat. Just shoot him. It doesn't matter if you can win. Just shoot him. It's faster.
So Archer's gonna grab like the handle out of the counter and start hitting him with
No,
it.
they broke all the LEDs.
At least they were green LEDs.
Wait, the Pathfinder are behind stasis fields? They're not in physical containers? Oh no.
Mistake.
Yeah, that is very bad design.
Oh no.
They designed their pathogen cells like they designed their people cells. Badly.
Wow. Just shot his brother in cold blood.
He killed... So now he's killed
Oh, his
two
brother
brothers.
changed sides first.
That's what we call that, fratricide. He's a serial
The real
fratricidal
reason
maniac.
he killed his brother is his brother had the audacity to change clothes. He wore a real shirt.
Did you hear what she said? He asked him he asked her when something was going to happen, and she said soon, like soon, like
Very helpful.
soon. Like I'm saying, like Noonien soon. Anyway,
How did we go
Archer's-
from Adam and Eric to Noonian?
I don't know.
I think a lot of people have their grandfather's name as their middle name, so I kind of like it.
Because Khan was known about at that time and decided, hey, let's name myself after a very evil guy.
Okay.
I was always
So
confused.
his name was like Bill, and he was like, nah, that's not cool enough. Noonian.
Yeah, I was always confused between Noonien Soong and Khan Noonien Soong.
It was Noonien Sane. It's stupidly close.
Yeah.
All right.
Same.
Next episode is the Augments. Everyone queue up 1 minute to the Augments. which I don't know why it's called that. We've already had the Augments. I would think that would be the first episode in the series, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
whatever.
I think it's established in canon how all this happened. Because that's when the Klingons become ridgeless foreheads.
Yeah, this whole thing will come back in, what, 4 weeks? Something like that. 5? But we're going to get some Klingon augments.
We don't talk
It
about
should
it with
be good.
outsiders.
Yeah, we don't talk about it with outsiders.
It's just,
Yeah, that doesn't really explain anything. They explain what happened.
press play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Don't skip the recap. So Korkang and Koloth got affected by the virus, so they got their ridges dissolved. But then they got cosmetic surgery later by the time of Deep Space Nine to get them back.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the people on Deep Space Nine just assumed that the makeup should
They
be
always
updated.
look like that.
Right. And then these guys are like, well, we need an explanation for why that happened, instead of just like, just leave it alone, let it go. Okay, we know why it happened.
But just leaving it alone and saying, because that's how they always look, that makes people so angry now. They change a little bit of visual design and people yell at them.
Yeah.
Like, people are mad that the Enterprise is now slightly more rounded.
What do you mean?
The new Discovery version of the Enterprise has that, like, swept back portion on the secondary hull, and the saucers are a different shape slightly.
Oh, so you mean it's the Strange New Worlds Enterprise is kind of an amalgam of the motion picture and the original series Enterprise with like an updated greebling, and people are upset about that. Like the nacelle struts aren't.
I mean,
aren't
I just
straight,
look at
aren't perfectly vertical.
look at it and it's like, yep, that's the Enterprise, sure.
No, it's fine. I don't have anything against the Strange New Worlds
Some
Enterprise
people have
design,
things against it.
It's whatever.
Some people are mad.
I guess.
Oh, the recap's over.
Yes. Archer's gonna have the pathogens sprayed over him.
Oh, wait, no, recap's not really over. It's been a long road getting into the actual episode.
Oh my god.
Oh, this is finishing the cliffhanger.
Gotta make sure people who caught it on TV know what's going on.
I read something very interesting, like right after 1492, Europeans, they used to fill in their maps with details about places that they didn't even know about. Like Southern Africa, they used to like make up whatever animals lived there, put that on the map. And so after the discovery of the New World, they started leaving blank areas on their maps because they didn't know, obviously, what the rest of North America, South America looked like. But also, like, mentally, they were living in a
Couldn't they just look at Google Earth?
Right. So they were looking at a time where, like, their old answers of traditions, specifically the Bible and, like, Catholic tradition, couldn't help them anymore. So they actually plunged themselves into new sciences and stuff. So I feel like Enterprise is in a similar era. Like, we don't know what the map looks like. It's very exciting. They do a great job with this augment stuff too. I kind of like it. Like at the time, I was confused because I couldn't make heads or tails of it. And like back then, a TV show would just come on once, and you wouldn't be able to watch it again, really, unless, yeah.
I don't know. The
You had a VCR.
the last thing I remember watching on TV is How to Train Your Dragon, and they played it twice in a row.
Yeah, like there'd be a Saturday rerun
Nice.
at like 1 a.m. or something. But yeah.
Why is he bouncing? Okay, this is the bad CG that I was thinking of.
Oh.
I liked it.
But my big issue isn't really that. It's this.
Jeez, how did it get so cold so instantly?
This is the
Star
problem.
Trek?
Yeah, that's not how space works.
Yes, every sci-fi thing gets space wrong. You don't instantly freeze in space. Space is actually really hot.
Well, it depends on where you are.
of.
It's either extremely cold or extremely hot.
Well, the thing is that there's no way for you to conduct the heat in your body out into space.
Yes, that is
there's
true.
no media to. So typically, interstellar space is like
It's hot.
5,000 degrees Celsius, but there's only one particle per cubic meter.
Reduces a lot of temperature. If that's what you're saying.
Yeah, I learned that from you guys too. Like, you would dissipate heat very slowly because there's no medium.
So, like when they had, I think it was one of those movies where they went to Mars. A guy takes his helmet off while he's in orbit and just instantly freezes. And it's like, nah, that's not how it works.
I thought that's how it worked.
The Targ pit, they left the Targs alive?
Yeah. They're locked downstairs. We see that in another Discovery episode, or maybe it's this one. But like he opens the door and there's like a Targ, live Targ. It's more fresh, if you eat it.
Oh, he's upset. He wants to be in command, and now Dad is bumping him down to the deck swabber.
Just kill him. He's gonna be a hassle later.
Maybe.
What if we cryo freeze him and send him out in an escape pod?
And you know what I like though, how in for the con, Kirk promises to like check up on them, and nobody at Starfleet bothers checking up, or hey, directed by LeVar Burton. Like, they don't have an office to like handle stuff like that.
So that one chick, you suppose that she, she goes after whoever's like the alpha,
the
right?
Sister girlfriend.
Yeah. So now will she start going after soon? Because like.
No, I
he's
think that's
taking
too
charge.
far for Rick.
You can just say,
I don't know, man.
Girlfriend, Ryan. You don't have to remind us that it's the sister girlfriend.
No, I do.
Okay.
No.
It's a little Ptolemy.
Hey, genetically modified sis. What are you doing?
Oh, actually, this is what I was trying to say before. But the state of Israel, they had a socialist experiment that was actually the only time socialism probably worked in world history. But on the kibbutz, there would be these farms where the pioneers, or basically they take you in, and there would be communal farms. And so the thing was, though, they were also kind of like militant socialists in a way. So they raised their kids in like collective communes, and like you didn't know who your parents were, or you did, but it didn't matter. And so you had all the parents in common and all the kids in common. And so a friend of mine who was Israeli said that like he had a friend who grew up in one of those communes, and so you couldn't fall in love with the kids in your class because they were like your sister, more or less, because they were like the same batch.
Same batch. Well, I mean.
And that also was used to explain why like brothers and sisters who are separated at birth, who later encountering each other, actually end up being attracted to each other.
Yeah, it's called GSA.
Around each other.
Yeah, it's called GSA.
Yeah.
Are they talking about the Botany Bay right now, or a different ship?
Yeah, they're talking about the Botany Bay.
The USS Botany Bay.
The what is Botany Bay? The UPS?
What?
The SS Botany Bay.
Okay.
Yeah, UPS Botany Bay. They're delivering packages to
delivering augments to other worlds.
They also name dropped the bio patch from Nemesis.
Yes.
That's what augments could do. They could do
not Nemesis. That was Insurrection.
Insurrection, yeah.
They could do the delivery jobs.
Did they find the radiation that makes you young? That gives you zits and makes.
That's why they're all
grow?
Teenagers. They never grew past that.
If they're so fast, they can get me my General So's No, but like it's a problem, right? Like, how do you compete in school with somebody whose brain is operating on a augmented?
By getting good at math.
By not
do you
making
compete
it about
now?
competition.
Well, you and me are equal, so that's how we compete. Like, okay, you earned it.
Yeah, but don't compete.
I mean,
just learn.
Genetically, sure, but people are still better at certain things than...
Yeah, but people also pick up stuff later in life and become champions at it.
Like, I am the champion of Star Trek trivia, and that's not because I'm genetically superior. God, I know way too much Star Trek trivia, though. I need to stop watching this TV show.
Please don't say that. Actually, I think like Mike knows more because he's always watching Deep Space Nine. Also, Ryan, you know more StarCraft trivia.
I don't know that much StarCraft trivia.
You know, like a
I know
ridiculous
more than them because I'm the only one there who's like played the full campaign. But that's
okay.
I'm not deep into the lore.
Okay, I thought you like read the books and everything. Like Halo
Nah.
2, right? You're pretty well versed on Halo trivia.
The only Halo 2 trivia I know is what's in the developer's commentary.
Okay.
Which is really good. Everyone should watch it. Halo 1 and 2 developer commentary.
And then the Obsidian Skyrim. Like, do you know about the Wars of Tamriel and everything?
Very little.
Okay.
The White Gold Concordant, Thalmor bad.
Okay, so-
Red Guard's pretty cool. Lizard People pretty cool.
So it's mostly Trek then that you just like know all the trivia then.
Well, because all the trivia in Trek is just in the TV show.
Yeah.
I
All the
realized
trivia and other stuff is in the books and stuff.
True.
that your lizard people from the D&D campaign were based on those lizard people from Lower Decks now, having watched Lower Decks.
Oh, yeah, those lizard, they were pretty cool. Those are my favorite lizard people. Well, we are delicious. They're so
That's
understanding.
why I was like, was that what you're basing that those
No.
characters on?
It was not.
You weren't? Well, it worked out either way. Oh, finally. Okay.
I love this episode.
Oh,
Gives us
is the
bird
episode
praise.
starting now?
You know, like Bird of Praise are such an iconic design. We've had them throughout TOS and TNG. So to me, this is the kind of fan service I need. I need Bird of Praise to be blown up. The more the better.
So I'm guessing what they're going to do is like launch the shuttle at something, so Enterprise has to go save it.
Also, sorry, TNG also calls them warbirds sometimes. So
No.
2 Klingon warbirds decloaking off the starboard bow.
Romulan warbirds.
Klingon warbirds too.
Klingon bird of prey.
Okay.
Hang on, let me search
Ryan
the
can do
scripts.
this. Klingon warbird.
All right, we're talking about TNG.
Yes,
Mhm.
sir.
Don't sir me. I am going to be working for a living.
Okay, amigo.
All right, TNG Klingon warbird. Is that the phrase we're looking for? Klingon
Yes.
warbird.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
No
why are you
results.
saying no?
Thank you.
Okay.
Hang on, maybe there's a space between war and bird. No.
All right.
Let me
All
search
right.
all of Trek. Maybe it shows up somewhere else. Well, all the old Trek. I don't have the new stuff still. Nope.
Okay.
Such thing as a Klingon warbird.
I stand corrected. Road
Even
Thank you.
the
for that.
Klingon bird of praise were originally supposed to be Romulan, and then they decided last second to change the villain from
This
Romulans to
doesn't mean
Klingons, and they became Klingon bird of praise.
that the Klingons don't have warbirds. It just means they don't use the specific phrase Klingon warbird. They could just say warbird.
Bird of prey is a really cool category, though. Owls, eagles, they're the same class of animal. And they have talons. That's how you identify a bird of prey. It's a good word. A good scientific label. I actually love bird of preys. Ospreys, condors.
Katinga.
I like the Katinga.
Vorcha. Okay. Birds are cool though. Like albatrosses are really wide. Like they have an incredible wingspan.
About a turn.
Detonating a torpedo would just incinerate the viruses. In reality, anyway. You modify a torpedo so it would break apart. That would be possible.
Right.
Oh, isn't this the part where he reveals that he's like working on a genetic vaccine to make them not assholes? And,
yeah, he's
they're like, but we want to be assholes. We like being assholes.
They're so mean.
I can't spend any time actually rescuing the pilot.
I don't know how I feel about the augments, whether or not they're justified or not. It all depends on whether or not Starfleet intends on imprisoning them for life. But I don't know the answer to that.
They don't intend to imprison them.
Well, they never made that clear. He said that the whatever that guy's name is,
Smike.
He wouldn't be imprisoned. But he's not a full augment, so it's not really clear.
He's totally an augment. What do you mean?
Umar? Whatever.
But they wouldn't be the anti-prison until they've actually started killing people, probably.
Yeah,
they now started killing people, so they are the anti-prison now.
He said, he quoted, he killed 25 people already, including the Klingons.
Okay, so I just went through the scripts of all the Ultrek series looking for any reference of just Warbird by itself. I found one reference to Klingon warbirds, which was in the pilot episode of Enterprise. Earth would most likely be facing a squadron of warbirds by the end of the week.
Okay. But it wasn't in TNG.
Yeah, I was going to say that there was some secondary things, including Enterprise, where they refer to like what we would call a D7 or Katinga as warbird.
Oh, okay. No, but I would have put money on the fact that Worf said 2 Klingon warbirds decloaking off the port bow. But obviously, since he never said that,
I don't know. Check. Well, I was gonna say check yesterday's Enterprise, but Worf isn't even in yesterday's Enterprise.
He is. That's where he gets his prune juice. Just at the very start for all of 2 minutes.
But that's cool. Enterprise uses it as a shorthand.
Yeah, it's.
Now I'm searching for 2 Romulan warbirds. Maybe you're
warbirds.
splicing 2 lines in your mind.
Yeah. I memory is a very funny thing. Like you can.
The thing is that the Romulans gave Klingons cloaking devices, and the Klingons gave Romulans D7s, right?
Yes.
And I think maybe that's where some of the overlap between calling the Klingon ships warbirds came from, because later on Romulan ships were warbirds, but then Romulans had Klingon ships, and so Klingon ships might be considered warbirds, but not really.
Are Romulan like science ships? Are those peace birds?
Peace birds, birds of science.
Ambassadorial ships.
Are those doves, basically?
Oh, get away from your brother, boyfriend. He's dangerous.
I have a coworker. You know, people who rip their jeans on purpose. So she calls them holy jeans. So you got your holy.
Didn't that stop being a fad like 15 years ago?
Yeah. But
No,
that's what they
still do it.
That's what they're doing here too. They just made some holy shirts.
They wanted to make it look like they've lived in these clothes for 20 years. They're the same clothes. But you know what?
How
I've got
is
clothes.
it weakened us out like ordinary humans when he's removing the thing that ordinary humans have?
I think they're more like they were bred to be rulers in 1999. So like they have this natural affinity for leadership or megalomania, whatever you want to call it.
Actually, that's the point. At the time Picard is set, is Irish reunification. That's just a funny coincidence.
Which part of Picard?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
2024.
they did mention that.
Good question.
Okay, let me look up. Do they say what month? No, just 2024.
Well, it wasn't
why
far
they
off.
went like 2 years into the future. Like what the point of writing it that way was. It's not like that space mission is going to exist 2 years from now anyway. Like, I don't know. Seems weird.
So funny thing is, Brexit is making Northern Ireland united with Ireland as a well, it's always been kind of for a biosanitary sphere. Like if you want to bring a cow from Northern Ireland to England, you have to have it inspected because it's from a different geographic zone, even if it's the same country, politically speaking.
Does the cow have to sit down for an interview?
Yes,
Does it have a background check?
It's called a phytosanitary zone. But
what sort of questions do they ask the cow?
Well,
how do you see yourself tasting in 5 years?
Have you been outside the country?
Have you ever been probed?
Cows do not allow themselves to be probed.
Actually, I know you don't like gross details, Ryan, but to deliver a cow, I saw a veterinarian put his hand up a cow's butt, and you can feel around for the fetus right there. It's perfectly fine.
Oh,
that's how you
do cows have to check the box? Are they a felon?
I didn't know cows gave birth from the butt.
No, they didn't. But you can, from the wall, you can just feel the womb and the baby calf.
There's just a little meat in the middle there. You can just feel around.
Meat in the middle.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But I don't want to be a veterinarian anymore after I saw that. I mean, Phlox makes a good point. You know, to treat one species is like easy, but to treat multiple species, that's real medicine. Everyone else can take notes.
Chancellor Marek, can I talk to him?
Something in Star Trek 6, McCoy admits that he couldn't save Chancellor Gorkon because he wasn't familiar enough with Klingon anatomy. So. Also, one thing I love about the Enterprise sickbay is that it's very reminiscent of the TOS sickbay. TNG changed it quite a bit, but the TOS sickbay was just one well, there were a few biobeds, but it was basically one advanced biobed and one monitor. And they picked up on that motif.
Okay, so this Klingon governor needs to be fired.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So, incidentally, why is it the governor answering the phone?
Because he's busy with Oliver's harem.
Why would it not just be some random border guard? I guess Soong is going to make a little alliance with his daughter niece.
Daughter niece.
What kind of alliance?
Alliance to kill his son, nephew.
I thought it was just Picard that gave the creepy, scientists with the children, kindergarten age children video, but like Enterprise did that way before. It already gave us that motif. I mean, obviously it's just genetic engineering, but it's just framed in such a way as it's not right for an adult to be with that many children, whatever the reason is.
What about if you're in a school?
How do you think daycare works?
Yeah, but are you grooming them for future world takeover? Is what I'm saying. Like,
probably.
And technically, that's what
you gotta start early if you want to do that.
I mean,
yeah. Daycare works by sending them home when they're done, and their parents can groom, can raise them.
Okay, how do you think orphanages work?
Yeah, it's institutional care. Yeah. But it's not like one guy with like a birthday cake and everybody and all the kids sitting around him.
Fortunately, orphanages are not the best ground for world domination. Not very fertile ground,
T'Pol was clearly incorrect when she said Klingon ships don't have escape pods, because here's a Klingon escape pod, and then they also have escape pods in DS9. So maybe they didn't have them in season 1, and then they just realized, wait, this is stupid. And they built them in.
Is this an escape pod, or is it some kind of garbage ejection system?
A garbage ejection system with a steering column?
But escape pods are dishonorable.
Sometimes in the Klingon...
Oh, because sometimes the person is the garbage.
Exactly.
Escape pods are dishonorable.
Yeah, it's probably an escape pod, but they don't call it an escape pod because that is dishonorable to
It's called a
even say
strategic
that.
retreat pod.
A repositioning pod.
Yes, an honor capsule.
An honor capsule. Yeah.
Take one honor capsule a day to get into Tovacor.
But you would think though all seafaring ships have figured out that like we figured out with the Titanic, but basically no matter how safe you think the ship is, you need to have one lifeboat per person. Please.
The sign behind Archer says secure area, no weapons. So the brig guards aren't armed? They're not allowed to have a gun?
I think it's like a no unauthorized personnel sign.
No, it said no weapons.
Yeah. It means for you, no weapons, but for the guards, yes, weapons. I like the pattern on the glass. Yeah, they were obsessed with like world domination. Like Magneto from X-Men, he really he called mutants Homo superior.
Now, Archer is being a little presumptuous here. It's like, yeah, we forced them to live alone on an abandoned planet with nobody but themselves to survive. But it wouldn't have mattered if they had any socialization. They still would have turned out bad. It's like, well, I mean, you kind of screwed them over.
I mean, it's only 2151, so they're only like a couple of years out from 1999 when the world was like blown up. So it's basically like World War I or World War II it's kind of fresh in our minds. Like if anyone started talking about exterminating people, then we'd be like, we remember how that worked out, and we'd probably stop it, right? Right? No, but
so
actually,
how do Klingons decorate their quarters? They have a vase, and they have some fur blankets, and that's it.
Carpet pillow covers, yeah.
And a grated floor.
But it was really fun talking with you guys in the Stormfront episodes because World War II is like a really fun topic, and the other thing is though I remember reading a book recommended by a political scientist, but it was just that World War II is the only bit of history that everyone knows, and they know it pretty badly.
Well, correction, Americans know it pretty badly.
Yeah, we do.
Wow. That's awfully presumptuous.
It's not presumptuous. You actively teach it wrong.
Wait, what do we teach wrong?
World War II.
You teach that you're the saviors of World War II.
It probably was Stalinist Russia.
Lots of Russian corpses.
But hey, actually, you know what?
Look. Everybody contributed what they had to contribute. We contributed tanks, vehicles, planes, atom bombs, strategy, money. Russia contributed bodies. Okay.
And also, the Germans were so terrified of the Russian retaliation that all their soldiers ran into Allied territory to surrender to us. So we got all the
sister girlfriends dying. Is that twice as bad if you murder someone who's your sister and your girlfriend?
No, this is the best part right here.
Oh.
But again, she started it, and he finished it.
Well, I mean, he kind of started it by wanting to do a genocide.
He stabbed her.
He's just misunderstood.
In a different way.
It was a strategically necessary. Whatever.
He's stupid though, because like if you're genetically superior, you gotta propagate your genes. So now you know there aren't too many options for you.
They have the embryos. You know, he'll just make a new sister girlfriend. He'll make a new daughter girlfriend.
A daughter sister girlfriend, auntie mummy.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
Don't tell me what to do.
That's so disgusting.
I'm not the one who wrote it. Thank Rick Berman.
Is this like one of those times where for once it wasn't even Rick and it was actually someone else, or was it just Rick?
I don't care
again?
if it actually was Rick. It was Rick.
Just gets the blame for all the worst
Never
stuff.
let the truth get in the way of a good grudge.
Well, I mean, he was also the showrunner, so ultimately the decision lies with him.
Vessel surrender.
Oh man, I think Rick's a good guy. He's just misunderstood.
He's not a good guy. He's not.
Yeah, you ever spoken to him before? I haven't. Maybe we should have a Rick Discord invitation, and he can come in here, and all you guys can attack him for all the booba.
I don't want Rick Berman to come on our Discord. I don't want him here. Get out of here, Rick.
I don't.
Are their sensors superior? I don't get the impression that the Klingons are good scientists.
Good sensors are good for targeting.
They do have like a 500-year head start, though, to be fair.
They didn't even make their own ships. They bloody stole them from the Herc.
Yeah, well, that's what the Herc get for invading Konos.
Do you mean Kling?
Whatever. I don't know what it's called. And even if I did, I would probably be pronouncing it wrong.
It's pronounced Kling. Hey, we're harpooning the Klingon ship.
Yep.
What a strategy.
They're trying to pull the nacelle off, it seems. Oh, the underslung cannon is moving.
But is it going to actually fire?
Yeah, it fired. We just saw it it was off screen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
No, it's just rotating around at random. It's not doing anything. The cannon didn't fire, it's that little side phaser they had. I don't know what he's hoping to get out of just murdering a bunch of Klingons. What's the point?
I don't know. Maybe you think
they're trying to blame it on the humans, so that the Klingons will attack the humans, and they have time to stay hidden or do whatever they want to do.
I'm not sure that'll help them either, because if they want to rule humans, that's not going to happen.
There's got to be some humans around.
Fly your apart then, Trip. I just want to see that thing fire. Maybe we could get our CG model man, Mr. Studios, to make it fire. Okay. Congratulations, you lost. Keep an eye out on the geological features of this planet. Try to see if it's just Earth. I think that was Florida we just passed.
It's Africa.
We might be on slightly different times.
Is there a big line in it?
Is there a big line in it?
If it's Florida that's going by, there should be a big line in it.
That was odd. They gave us a reaction shot from a nobody, from a red shirt. Oh my god, could it be that the weakest structural part of the ship is their really thin neck? No, it's not true. It's actually the thickest part of the ship. Oh, he's gonna do the con thing where he tries to take them with him, and it doesn't work.
Oh, as I said, this guy is literally Khan.
Well, I mean, no, not literally.
Literally, figuratively.
Soma. Yeah. That's not what literally means.
He's Walmart brand Khan.
Oh, she's not a rando. She got a line. Wow. I think he's actually the bad guy because Malik is the name of the bad guy in Star Wars. Knights of the Old Republic. Malik was pointlessly genociding people to his own detriment. Malik is pointlessly genociding people to his own detriment. They both died with part of their face missing. just the men, but the women, the children too. How did he... Okay. Is this a dream?
Presumably.
Yeah. Like, this is not New Zealand.
No, I guess it's not a dream. What is it? Okay.
Wouldn't that have hit?
That wasn't even
because it went
Klingon.
straight through.
That was a
Oh.
Starfleet phase rifle that blew a hole
That
in
wasn't it.
someone.
Yeah.
That was a plasma rifle.
Yeah, he
That was
turned it up.
Nico's plasma.
A phaser that's on maximum setting literally disintegrates someone.
Vaporized.
And that is the correct use of the word literally, Summer.
It doesn't matter. Language evolves. Even though it generally has become
No.
literally and figuratively the same word.
I don't like change. Literally means literally.
It also is a completely useless word that way. Like, it just doesn't mean anything at all.
It's not
Right.
useless, it's just an emphasis.
No,
but we already have
I
so many words
use
that
it for
literally mean
emphasis.
that.
That is what I used it for.
It means,
Well,
it means-
Is it me or are his handcuffs kind of weird looking?
like
Define
I-
weird looking.
I read someone in an article say, someone saying a woman was on the phone saying, I was literally pulling my hair out. It's like, no, you're completely abusing language by using that word that way.
It's not abusing language. It's using language to its advantage.
I mean, I don't know. Figurative lucid literally just doesn't actually serve any purpose.
There's some
It's
words in
emphasis.
German.
It's
That-
saying it's toward a
many words for
metaphor.
emphasis.
It's toward a metaphor.
Right, but metaphor
Yeah,
is
we
the
already have
opposite of literal.
so many
you
words,
can't
like
use the
truly,
word.
really, very.
Basically-
Like,
That
so
doesn't.
many
That's
generic
got nothing to do
identifiers.
with anything. Opposites in English don't work that way.
What?
Wait. Dr. Sung, what are you going to do?
There's literally words which are their own antonym.
Yeah,
Um,
and in this case, it just makes it a useless
very
word.
few.
It's
There's
just-
only one that I can think of.
Dr.
is-
Sung
Yeah,
is
but the
designing
point is
robots
that
now.
opposites can work with the same word.
They can,
Wait, what?
but in this particular case, it just completely removes the point of the word.
Nah, it's
If you cannot tell from,
it's used for
from the use
emphasis.
which one it means, then it's kind of just. And in the best case, in one of the means, it's just emphasis. It's just like, it doesn't actually add meaning.
Yeah,
Classic
this is-
Star Trek fandom argument.
Semantics. Yes.
My favorite.
Everybody
Yeah.
loves semantics.
How can you be from England and you don't know English? I'm kidding.
Not from England.
No, I was talking to Soma.
Let's say he's not for the purpose of semantical argument also.
No, I'm from Africa.
Okay, but actually, you can be from England and are allowed to disagree with the usage of
How-
English. In fact,
When you say you're from Africa, do you mean like 80,000 years ago or
Yes, well, I mean literally everyone was talking semantic argument.
Oh, well, actually, I'm from a single-celled organism coming from space on a meteorite.
maybe?
How come they didn't send soon to New Zealand?
Well,
New
they might
Zealand
have.
isn't a penal colony, is it not?
Not yet.
Okay.
Australia used to be a penal colony, which apparently at some point in Star Trek is used as one again.
Okay, so next week is the Vulcan Reformation arc, which is the best
Ooh.
arc in the show.
Mhm.
Should be pretty cool. The Forge
Get some
Awakening of
chakras.
Kirishana. Is it what?
And
Chakras, not chakras. That's the real life one.
Yeah. The Katras.
Well, I
And,
mean,
uh,
chakras might be from real life, but they're just as fun. Anyway.
So
Okay.
Vulture are one of the few species in Star Trek that it's confirmed have a soul. Humans do not, so sucks to be us, I guess. But that's next week. And, stream's over, leave.
Yeah, we don't get a soul. Bye.
See ya.
Klingons have a soul, I guess, right?
Unclear.
Do Bajorans have a soul? Klingons have Tovacor. We've been to Tovacor. We had a whole episode about it.
No, we haven't? What?
Voyager.
No, that was fake
Alana,
wasn't it?
it seemed like she was hallucinating the Barge of the Dead. She wasn't... Doesn't matter, the stream's over, I'm leaving. I'm muting the stream.